Okay, let's dive in. Have you ever had that feeling, you want to start something online, a project, maybe a side hustle?
Oh, definitely, like a blog or selling something.
Right, maybe even a full business. But
Yeah.
then you kind of get stuck. You hit that point where you think, okay, but how do I even start this without spending tons of money?
Yeah.
Software, websites, all that stuff.
Yeah, that's a really common roadblock. It feels like you need serious cash just to open the digital door.
Exactly. We just assume capital is, well, requirement number one.
Hmm.
But what if? What if the main barrier isn't the money? What if it's just, actually doing it?
Getting over that initial hump.
Yeah. So this deep dive, we're looking at an article that caught our eye. It's called Tools of the Trade, All Free.
And it's fascinating. Our plan today is basically to unpack what this article is saying. It argues pretty strongly that there's this huge range of free tools out there.
Yeah.
Powerful tools, too, for creators, freelancers, solo folks, really anyone with an idea. Tools to let you build, automate, even scale up, all with zero upfront cost.
And these aren't just any random tools, right? The article calls them battle-tested, used by people who've actually bootstrapped businesses.
Exactly. Battle-tested is a good way to put it.
So think of this chat as your shortcut, your way to find out about these powerful free options so you can turn your ideas into action.
It really flips the script on needing big budgets. The article's main point right off the bat is that nowadays, the real barrier is just inaction. It's not about the money anymore.
Yeah, it says flat out, the days of needing massive investment to launch are kind of over. The real currency, according to this source, is your creativity, being consistent.
And just having the guts to start.
Right, the courage to begin. And these tools we're going to talk about, they're what make that possible.
So let's kind of walk through it, following the article's structure, look at the types of tools it mentions, and, why they're important if you're starting with nothing in the bank.
Makes sense. Fourth step, logically, is you need to be online somehow. You need a presence.
Their digital storefront,
Yeah.
basically.
Right. And people often think this is the expensive bit, hiring designers, developers, paying for hosting.
Yeah, it can seem daunting.
But the article suggests some surprisingly simple free ways around that.
It does. It highlights card.co, for example.
Card. Yeah.
What the article loves about Card is how incredibly fast it is. You can spin up a really nice-looking one-page website in, minutes.
Minutes. Wow.
Yeah, perfect for, say, a personal brand page or one of those link in bio things you see everywhere.
Oh, yeah. For social media?
Or even a simple landing page for a project launch. Super quick.
That's a world away from waiting weeks for a developer.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
It also mentions Doric. Says it has a clean drag-and-drop interface.
Drag and drop is always good.
And here's the interesting bit the article notes. Doric apparently offers free custom domains on their free plan. For simple landing pages, anyway.
Really? Free custom domains. That usually costs money? As that professional touch.
Exactly. That's a pretty big deal for a free tool. And then there's Google Sites.
Good old Google Sites.
The article mentions it as being fast, easy, maybe more for internal stuff, for portfolios, content hubs, especially if you're already using Google Drive and Docs.
So basically that first excuse, building a website is too hard or too expensive, this article just kind of dismantles it with these tools. Getting online is, well, pretty straightforward and free now.
Totally. So, okay, you've got your online spot. The next thing the article looks at is visual appeal. Because, let's face it, online looks matter.
Oh, absolutely. Social media posts, your logo, website graphics.
Yeah, you need things to look sharp. And this is where tools like Canva come in, obviously.
Canva's huge.
The article points out its ease of use. Massive template library. You can knock out social posts, design an ebook cover, create a logo, YouTube thumbnails, all without being a graphic designer.
It's democratized design in a way.
It really has. And the article also gives a shout out to Kittl.
Kittl. Haven't used that one as much.
It specifically flags Kittl as being really good for stuff like t-shirt designs, logos, things for print on demand, if that's your angle.
Okay. More specialized assets. Gotcha.
And one more simple but useful one, remove.bg.
Oh, yeah, the background remover.
Exactly. Instantly gets rid of image backgrounds. Makes your product shots or profile pics look much cleaner. Super handy.
So, okay, free website, free professional-looking graphics. What's next in the article's flow?
Content. You need stuff to put on your site and share. And the article stresses, especially these days, video content.
Can't escape video, can you?
Yep.
Reels, TikToks, Shorts. They're everywhere.
Right. So the article points to tools that make creating video much less intimidating. CapCut gets mentioned.
CapCut. Yeah, I see that a lot.
It's highlighted as a great all-in-one editor, especially for those vertical, short videos. Comes with transitions, easy captions, all that stuff.
Makes sense for social media.
Then it mentions Pictory.ai Note Signs. There's a free trial,
Okay.
which uses AI to turn existing text, like a blog post, into a video, which is, a huge time saver for repurposing content.
That sounds useful. Turn articles into videos automatically.
Almost. Kind of, yeah. AI helps assemble it. And then Descript, which has a free tier.
Descript is interesting. The text-based editing, right?
Exactly. That's its unique thing the article highlights. You edit the video by editing the text transcript, like it's a Word document.
Wow.
The article suggests that's amazing for editing screen recordings, video podcasts, or just quickly chopping up clips for reels. Much faster for some people than timelines.
That does sound like a game changer, especially if you're not a video editing pro. Okay, so we can build, make it look good, make videos. But a lot of communication is still written, right?
Absolutely. Good writing is still fundamental. So the article covers tools for crafting your message.
Like what? AI writers.
Yep. ChatGPT Free gets top billing naturally.
Yep.
Your AI buddy for brainstorming blog ideas, drafting content, writing marketing copy, even scripts.
Like this one.
Potentially. And then for polishing that writing, Grammarly.
Standard choice. Checks grammar, clarity.
Tone, yeah.
Okay.
Make sure you sound right.
And it also mentions the Hemingway editor.
Hemingway.
Yeah.
Makes your writing bold and clear, right?
Yeah, it pushes you to cut out the fluff. The complex sentences, the passive voice, kind of forces clarity, like a tough editor.
Useful. So you're creating all this content now, text, video, graphics. How do you keep it all organized? That's the next section in the article, staying productive.
The organizational challenge, yes.
It mentions Notion AI, describes it as a free all-in-one workspace.
Notion's popular.
Right. The article says you can use it to plan your content, draft posts using its AI features, maybe even automate some tasks, keep everything in one place.
Okay. What else for staying on track?
Cascade is mentioned. It's highlighted as good for real-time collaboration, even if you're just collaborating with yourself, planning tasks, brainstorming. And Trello gets a nod too, that visual card-based system.
Yeah, the Kanban boards.
Good for content calendars, task lists, maybe tracking leads if you're doing freelance work, visual project management.
Okay, so tools to build, design, create content, and organize it all. Free tools still.
And what about reaching people, connecting with an audience? Crucial step. The article really emphasizes this, especially email marketing and newsletters. Building that direct connection.
Yeah, owning your audience list,
Yeah.
not just relying on social media algorithms.
Exactly. So Beehive gets mentioned, specifically its free plan.
Beehive's been growing fast.
Yeah, the article highlights it for launching and growing a newsletter, and interestingly, notes it has built-in monetization options, even on the free plan, for later.
Built-in monetization.
Nice. MailerLite is listed as another user-friendly option, good for setting up sign-up forms, running email campaigns, basic automations.
Seems solid.
And ConvertKit, again with a free tier, is pointed out as being particularly good for creators, people selling courses, who really want to focus on building that engaged email list.
Got it. Tailored towards creators. So build, create, organize, connect. Okay, the big one. Getting paid. How does the article tackle monetization with free tools?
Yeah, this is where it gets really practical for anyone bootstrapping. Ko-Fi is mentioned.
Ko-Fi. Like buy me a coffee.
Sort of, yeah. But the article says it's a simple way to accept donations or sell digital products directly without upfront platform fees cutting into your earnings right away.
Okay. Simple direct selling.
Then there's Gumroad. The article notes it's free to start.
Gumroad's well known for digital products.
Right. Selling digital goods, memberships, subscriptions directly to your audience. The fees come later once you sell.
So no cost until you make money. That's key.
Definitely. And PayHip is mentioned as another all-in-one platform, good for digital downloads and online courses specifically.
So multiple options just to start selling things digitally, basically for free until you make a sale.
Exactly. It shows the path from making something to earning from it doesn't need a fancy, expensive setup anymore.
That's really empowering. Okay, so you can build, create, organize, connect, and get paid, all using free tools according to the article. But how do you know if any of it's actually working?
Good question. Analytics and SEO, right? Are people finding you? What are they doing?
Yeah, you need that feedback loop.
So the article covers that too. It mentions Ubersuggest, pointing out its free version.
Neil Patel's tool.
That's the one. Good for basic keyword research, finding content ideas, even if you have zero budget for SEO tools.
Okay, a starting point for SEO.
Then, the Google Essentials. Google Search Console.
Crucial. See how Google sees your site.
Yeah, what search terms bring people in, any technical issues, Google flags. You need that.
Definitely.
And of course, Google Analytics. For the deep dive into your visitors, who are they, where'd they come from, what pages do they look at, how long do they stay?
The classic, essential data for understanding your audience and improving.
Right. You need to know what's resonating.
Okay, the article even goes a bit beyond typical websites, doesn't it? What about more custom stuff like apps or tools?
Yeah, it touches on free hosting for those kinds of projects too, for when you need more than just a landing page builder.
Like if you're coding something yourself.
Exactly. It mentions Netlify for deploying static websites and web apps easily. Notes it integrates well with GitHub, which is great for developers.
Netlify is very popular for that. Free tier is generous.
And Replit is highlighted too. Lets you build and deploy code right in the cloud, even collaborate in real time.
Coding in the browser, basically.
Cool. And Glitch gets a mention as a sort of friendly platform for making and hosting simple full-stack apps, or even AI prototypes for bringing slightly more complex ideas to life, again, for free.
So even if you're building custom software or tools, there are free ways to deploy them. According to this article, that's impressive.
It covers a lot of ground. The final piece it seems to touch on is managing all this presence, especially across social media.
Yeah, that can be a huge time suck, posting everywhere.
Totally. So it mentions a couple of tools. Buffer is in there.
Buffer, yeah, for scheduling posts.
Right. Schedule across different platforms, get some basic analytics back, help streamline things.
Makes sense.
Metricool is also listed for analyzing and planning content, not just social media, but looking at your website performance too, kind of integrated.
Broader view.
And finally, Linktree. That simple but, almost essential tool now.
The link in bio solution.
Yeah. Consolidates all your important links onto one page for your social profiles. Cleans things up.
Okay. Wow. Looking back at everything the article covers, from building that first web page to designing visuals, creating video and text, organizing workflows, connecting with an audience via email, getting paid, understanding analytics, even deploying custom code and managing social media.
It's a pretty comprehensive toolkit.
It really hammers home that main point, doesn't it? You genuinely don't need a massive budget to get started and potentially make a huge impact online today.
It really does feel that way when you see all these free, powerful options laid out side by side. And that final thought in the article, it sticks with you.
Which part?
The part reiterating that money isn't the main currency anymore. It's creativity, consistency.
The courage to start.
Yeah, that's the core message.
And that brings it right back to you, the listener. The article is essentially saying, look, with all these amazing free tools available right now, you already have what you need.
The toolkit is there.
You have the means to turn your ideas into something real. It's not about waiting for funding or for everything to be perfect.
No, it shifts the focus completely. It's about using what's freely available and just taking that first step, doing something.
So I guess the final thought, the question the article leaves us with is this. Knowing this arsenal exists, knowing these tools are out there waiting, what amazing thing are you going to decide to build now?